Hello. Okay. So we gotta learn the form handling inside the PHP. I'm starting the local server. It's inside the crawl. Const 8080. Ah, let's create one form. Okay, this index.php. Then submit. Submit. So this is the form. Okay. So by default, whenever there are some attributes form except one is action. Okay. Then the method and then the encrypt. Okay. So is encrypt is I will explain you later. So we'll explain you when we need to upload a file. But at the moment, when we didn't specify the any attribute, so by default it consider this URL as an action. Action means where the data is going to post. Okay. So this URL as action, and by default method is a get. There are request types get, post, put, delete, but inside form will consider the get and post for now. Okay. So this is simple form. Let me inspect. This is the form label, input and submit button. And let's capture this input inside the PHP. To run the PHP, we uh, s- need to opening tag and closing tag here. Okay. So there is inbuilt function var_dom we use for the display the data type and the content of the variable. So we are using the super global variable which is $_get which hold the all get data. Okay. So let's assume here I submitted Mayur Saptan and submitted. This is the output of this var_dom. Okay. So you see here. Okay. This is the query parameter. Was it first or get? This is get URL. The main difference between get and post is that whenever you submit the get request, it visible in the URL. So you get see the URL parameters here. See, these are the URL parameters which are getting submitted here. Uh, if you notice by default this array is empty. Okay, when we submit something, it's getting added here and getting displayed here. What if I added something next to it? For the adding more value, we need to use the add, then the key, and then the value. The value will be whatever it can be. So if you notice that it increasing the count, see the name is Mayur Sapta and key is value. See, so this is the get request. Okay, so it is usually visible here. So then another type of the request is post. So here method will be the post. Okay. Okay. This method is post. Now see, I refresh, array is empty. I post nothing in URL. Before it was showing something in URL. Okay. And the get array is also empty. So where data goes? Okay. Will you randomly post? So if you notice here, payload, see, data is getting fast there. So that we need to access inside the PHP. To access the post data, we have the one super global variable which is dollar underscore post. And let's try again. See, we are getting data in the post array. Okay. So we can add as many hatch fields we want and we just post it. There is one more thing I need to show you. Okay. Let's assume this is the first name. This is the last name. Okay. So refresh. This is the first name. This is the last name. And I submit the variable. You see, it is coming like this way. The array, first index, first name, the next index, last name, then the values of it. Okay. Let's assume we want to it inside one particular array, like name. Let's name it a name and the square bracket first name, then the name, square bracket last name. So just notice the difference. This is how it is before. I refresh the page, add a subter and submit. Did you notice there is one index called name? Inside this name, there is another array holding the value of this first name and last name. And let's assume, let's add the new thing called address, city. Okay. And I submit here my name. Here is the surname. Then the city is Pune and submit. See, there are two index inside the array. First index is a name. Second index is the address. Name contain one array which holds two indexes, which is first name, last name. Address contains one index, which is city. So we can pass the data in the form of uh, multidimensional arrays as well. So just we need to specify the name of the array and the keys and so on. Okay. It also support for the get as well. Let me replay. So, see, it is also showing here the same, and but the URL formatting is bit change. Okay. So in and out super. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is the ugly looking form, so just ignore the styling. Then there is one variable, super global variable, which is dollar underscore request. Okay, so the request type is get, notice here, and I just refresh it. Let me properly show you. With miss. Okay, echo. This is the get. This is a post, and this is the request. Okay, and I refresh. So if you see inside the gate, we have the complete array, which is getting passed here. And inside the request, we have the same array. Okay. So far good. Cool. Okay. Then if I change the request type to the post, refresh, and let's submit the post request. Okay. I submitted the post request. Oh, sorry for the URL. We need to submit again. See, now the data inside the post array, but it is also inside the request array. So it doesn't matter which type of the request. We can get the request data inside the dollar underscore request as well. So it just specify based on the method type. The dollar can be anything like get, post, food, delete, anything. Yeah, yeah. It is content that request array. Yes. So it is contained the request, but it should be a form data. Okay. To read the raw data, we need to read it from the PHP input buffer. Okay. So just remember that the whatever inside the payload is showing here. That's the simple thing. Okay. And yeah, that's for the get post. Then what was it? Let's random the dollar underscore cookies. Okay. Dollars underscore cookies. See, this array is empty here. Nothing is showing here. Okay. So basic question, where cookies get saved? Inside the browser, right? Where inside this application tab, there is a cookie section and inside there is a URL. This is a URL which is showing here and cookies are here. So let's create one cookie name Mayur. Okay, cool. And refresh. Okay, so it's not it. Let's take this. Hit it. Let's click in it. Name. Okay, the value is getting saved and refresh. See, so how come this happened? Like how PHP know that we change the uh we change the cookies inside the browser, but still PHP can access it. But PHP handle on the server. So this is the server. We are local server, and it is running on the server. But how does PHP know what cookies we set? So so the thing is that whenever any network call happen, whenever any network call happen, by default, browsers inside the request payload, browser send the cookies to the server. So if you notice, this cookies is getting automatically sent. So here you can see a name equal to Mayur. We can pass the multiple cookies as well. Let's say name and subterm, and I just go there and refresh. You see, and in the network tab, if we go in the network tab here, if you notice that it is passing name is equal to subterm. Okay. So whatever the cookies, the thing is that this cookies is passing here and setting here. So if you understand, that's how it work. Like we set the cookies in the application cookies. That this application cookies, whenever the any request call happen, it just passed to the server and this which we store inside this super global variables dollar underscore cookie, and it get access. So context of this that there is another variable called dollar underscore session. The basic is that the session have get saved at the end of the PHP, like the session, like cookie is saving inside the browser. Like that way, the session gets stored on the server. It create a tape file or the database file, database. There it gets saved for the temporary basis. To start the session, there is a method called session underscore start, and it always supposed to be called at the top of the application. Let's move it on the top. Let's as in here. Uh, let's skip it here. Okay. I started the session. This is the inbuilt method of the PHP. It is necessary to add into the PHP. Right. PHP tag. Right. It is necessary. Let me show it. If I refresh, see, undefined global variable dollar underscore session. And if I start it, no error. Okay. And if you notice, there is one new cookie. Sets by echo tree. Just make it echo. This is a cookie, and the session. Okay. So when we started the session here, okay, and here we have added the cookie and here we have added the session. Inside the cookie, there is what new variable, there is new key introduced, which is called session ID. Okay, even if I go in here, I delete that cookie and refresh the page, again it get created. But this time the ID is new. Whenever I delete it just changing the ID. But whenever I refresh, like a new session. Yeah, so this key, that's how the session get defined. So browser, we are storing the session at the server side. So the how does the server know which session is going on? So that time what PHP did, it just sent the response. It sent the response to the browser that's saying that just set this cookies and send me whenever you made the new request. So browser did what browser did. Browser just write down that session ID inside the cookies, and whenever new request happen, the cookies automatically getting passed. That we foresee that. Okay, so that's how the session get handled. So that's how the browser and the server get interacted with each other. So let's assume, okay, just notice after this on code, I'm just inside the array. I created new key, okay, and assign the value to that key. Let's assume it is a string value, okay. So first time the on code get executed, the session value is getting saved, okay. So far so good. Again I refresh. See the value which is getting set in the previous request, it is showing now. Any down so far? No. And if I go here and if I deleted this and made the request, nothing happened. But the cookies get saved, refresh, the key session set, then refresh the session set and the refresh, still the session set until we are cleaning the cookies or we are destroying the session. There is inbuilt method which is called the destroy session. So just notice the cookies here. Okay, this session is stored in cookie. Yeah. No, no, not the session. The session key. The session ID store in the cookies and that is getting passed to the server, and based on that session ID, server search for the session file which is stored in the temp files or sub special case in database or the author provision if we manually build that. But by default it is in the temp files that this based on this session ID, PHP search for the temp file and get the all data store and show us. That's how the session work. That's how the session request is happen. Okay. So this is all about gate. Then let's see the another super global variable. Like we see the gate cookies, then we see the gate post request server. Okay, let's see the server. What is the server? Okay, we don't need form to see the server, but let's comment it out. Okay, let's make it. Okay, so if you notice, if you read the data in the server variable, we are seeing the root of the project, where the project is like inside the project directory. Remote address is the IP of the laptop or the machine which is requesting, then which file, which PHP version we have, then which file is getting executed, then what is the request type and all the data of the server. So this is kind of the storing the server, uh, what to say, the server configuration at the moment we have. Okay. So if you notice here, what is the type of the content? Form, URL, and code. Okay. So previously you asked me that what is the purpose of encrypt? So uh, just let Google the time. This encrypt. I just copy pasted the multi-part form data. Okay. And let's refresh this and let's submit the form. Okay. Now, if you notice the content type, see what is it is? Before it was form URL input, now it is multi-part form data. Okay. So let's see if we change the encryption, does it affect the dollar underscore post or dollar underscore date? Sorry, get. Let's refresh. See the array is coming as it before. What is happening inside the payload? Let's see that as well. Inside the payload, it is same like before. Okay. It is still same like before, but the parsing change here. So we need to check that. Let's remove it for the moment. And just refresh and go here and view source. Okay. Oh, so before the parsing was like URL encode, like and equal to we are seeing inside the URL. That's how it was showing. And when we change it to the multi-part and submitted the data, see the difference here in view source. See the difference. It have this content with get form boundaries and all that stuff. So that's the difference. So let's see what happens if we change it to the gate. Let's see. Still the same. Nothing is changed there. You are not here. Okay. So let's create a one form input. Input type file. So file is for the uploading file. The name is I'll name it some file and let and I will close this and refresh. So I put the data here, then here and submit. You can see the data like before. And if I put the data here, here and select one file, let's see this file, submit. You can see that nothing is changed inside the dollars underscore post array. Then where the file goes? Where is the file? So the file is inside the dollar underscore files. Okay. Okay. So let's refresh. So see, this is the dollar underscore file. This is the name of the file. So this name, this name is this file name. Then this is the full name, full path of the file. It is on in the root. Then this is the type of the file, which is image file. And what is the temporary location of that particular file and the size of the file. Okay, so all the details. So it can be multiple files as well. So we are showing here one file only. Let's copy this. Let's copy paste, and this will be second. This will be one. And let's refresh and upload two files. This file I'm gonna check the same file again and upload. See the file one. It is the name. This name file two. This is the name. So the index or the key of the add that particular array is the name. Okay. Then this the path. If you notice, even if you are uploading the same file, but still the temporary path of that files is a different. Okay. So it is considering different files at the server level. Okay. So that's how the file get uploaded there. And we have the no no upload method. So we can just pass the argument, the file name and the destination, and it just move that particular file to the destination where we want. That's the different part. But Hope you understand what is the multipart and how we can access the file on the server side. Okay. So any doubt? No. Okay. So we studied how we name the input, how we access the gate post, the request, that how we access the dollar fine, then we learn how we can access the cookies. Then we learn how we start the session, store the session, and access the we didn't access the session, but we destroyed the session. And yeah, that's it.